gorgeous gumdrop. I am so tickled that you're here today. We're going to be learning how to knit this fabulous and quick bulky cowl, Conisprella by Janica Carter. This is a gorgeous cowl featuring corrugated ribbing, which is inspired by the conical shape of the sea snail called Conisprella. To knit this cowl, you're going to need US 15 24-inch circular needles and 4 skeins of bulky weight yarn. We used our soft and cuddly buttery bulky weight yarn in 2 contrasting colors, and we used 2 skeins each. You'll find the direct links to the pattern and the yarn in the description box. You can also just head to expressionfiberarts.com. And while you're there, go ahead and sign up for email updates. It is our happy, positive little place on the internet. You'll get free patterns, exclusive coupon codes, giveaways, and all the good stuff. Once you have your yarn and your needles and the pattern and you are ready to go, let's go ahead and get started on this pattern. I'm going to start by casting on 64 stitches since I'm making a smaller version today, but for the actual pattern, you're going to cast on 160. Your cast on should look like this. Now it's really, really important that you make sure your stitches are not twisted. So go ahead and walk all the way around and make sure they are straight. If they're twisted, it might look something like this, and you will end up with a funky, twisted thing. You will not have a cylinder like we're going for. So it's very, very important when you start to work round 1 that all of your stitches are nice and straight. To get started with round 1, we're going to be working into this stitch here that does not have the yarn attached. The attached yarn should be on your right needle. So what you're going to go ahead and do is start with 2 knit stitches using this color, and this is going to be our main color. 1 and 2. Now you'll pick up your contrast color, and we're going to knit 2 stitches with that. Knit and knit. And let's go ahead and repeat that. Knit 2 with your main color. 1 and 2. Then you're going to knit 2 with your contrast color. 1 and 2. And you're going to continue repeating that all the way around till you get to the end of your round. Knit 2 with your main color, knit 2 with your contrast color, all the way around. How you hold the yarn is up to you. You can hold both strands in one hand, or you can hold a strand in each hand like I'm doing. I recommend trying different ways and see what you feel most comfortable with. So continue repeating until you reach the end of your round. So how do you know when you've reached the end of your round? You can either just judge by where your little tail is, or you can actually put a stitch marker if you feel more comfortable with that. Now we're on to rounds 2 through 10. For round 2, you're going to start by knitting 2 with your main color. 1 and 2. Now what we're going to actually do is bring the yarn to the front and purl the next 2 stitches with our contrast color. And we're going to repeat that around. And here's something that I like to do. When you are working your stitches, make sure you're keeping your stitches separated on your needle. You don't want them tight, or your floats in the back are going to be really tight. The floats are the little strands of yarn that you're not using, that you're just carrying along with you. So keep those stitches spread apart and you'll get a nice, beautiful stretch to your project. Knit 2 with your main color, and then purl 2 with your contrast color. Make sure when you're purling that your yarn comes to the front, and then when you've worked both stitches, you're going to move it to the back. It is up to you which hand you hold each one in, but I do recommend whatever hand you do decide to hold your yarn in, keep them in the same hands throughout. I like to work the knit stitches with the yarn in my right hand and the purl stitches with the yarn in my left hand, as I find purling a little bit faster that way, but you just find what works best for you. And then just continue repeating that for rounds 2 through 10. I'm going to go ahead and jump in and show you how to work round 11. Round 11 has a decrease in it, so our cowl is going to start taking shape. For this round, you're going to go ahead and start with a knit 2 with your main color. 1 and 2. And then go ahead and bring your yarn to the front and you're going to purl 2 together. So just insert your needle under both of those stitches and purl them together. So that's your decrease. And you're going to repeat that all the way around. Knit 2 with your main color. Remember to keep your stitches nice and loose on your needle. Yarn to the front, your contrast color, and purl those next 2 stitches together. Continue repeating all the way around. Here's what I'm getting so far, and if you go ahead and look on the back, you're going to see all your little floats from the yarn that you pulled across the other stitches, and those look nice and beautiful. They're not too tight because we've been keeping our stitches spread out on our needle as we work. Now we're going to go ahead and learn how to work rounds 12 through 20. For rounds 12 through 20, we're going to go ahead and start with a knit 2 with our main color, 1 and 2, and then a purl 1 with our contrast color. Let's do that again. Knit 2 with our main color, and then purl 1 with our contrast color, and as always, repeat that all the way around. Repeat that until you have completed round 20. I'm going to go ahead and jump into round 21, and this is another decrease round, and this time with our main color. For round 21, we're going to go ahead and decrease with our main color this time, and to do that, you're going to knit 2 together with your main color, then purl 1 with your contrast color. And you'll repeat that around. Decrease with your main color by knitting 2 together, and then go ahead and work a purl 1 with your contrast color. And since you are decreasing, if you find that you're getting too few stitches around your needle, you can just switch to a shorter needle length. And continue repeating knit 2 together, purl 1, all the way around. Now we're going to learn how to work rounds 22 through 70, and this is very easy. I think you're going to love it. To work rounds 22 through 70, you're going to start with a knit stitch with your main color, and then a purl stitch with your contrast color. Knit with your main, purl with your contrast color, and then just continue repeating that all the way around. You'll continue repeating that until you have finished round 70. When you've completed your cowl, you're going to go ahead and bind off. So this is what I've got so far. Now we're going to go ahead and bind off our stitches. And how you do that is up to you. I'm just going to do a simple loose knit bind off where you knit 1 stitch, knit the next stitch, and I'm just using the main color. And then lift that first stitch you knitted up and off. And you're going to repeat that around, knit the next stitch, and lift this stitch up and over, keeping it nice and loose so you can still put your cowl on over your head. But if you prefer to do knit, purl, you can bind off that way, or whatever bind off method you feel is best. If you're a newbie knitter, I recommend just a normal bind off done loosely. If you do feel comfortable with it, Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off is a great choice for this pattern, and we do have a video on that. If you would like to check it out, we will link below to that. And that is how you knit this scrumptious cowl pattern. Remember to head to expressionfiberarts.com to download the PDF. Thank you so much, dear friend, for being here with me today. I truly appreciate it. Happy knitting. I hope you have a marvelous time knitting your own version of this cowl pattern. I think it would be a great gift for a friend or just something beautiful to keep for yourself. And stay tuned for next week because we are gonna have the crochet version of this cowl. I'm super excited to show that one to you. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.